Hey, True Believers of England teen here, and we're just doing a little bit of a live stream today to talk about a couple of news stories that I found to be quite interesting, something I wanted to talk about in the first place. And one of them, now you wanted to talk about the movie poster, but that's not what I've got in the title, so we're going to get to that second. You wanted to talk about the new Aladdin imagery, or should we say the old Aladdin? But we'll get to that in just a second. But
the reboot Aladdin imagery.
Right. Now, we're doing this. We were talking about closings, and it seemed like everything in Disney World is going to be closing in the next couple of months. We're going to be getting. It's going to be doing a whole bunch of what do you call it? Refurbishing. Yeah. Well, it turns out that Spaceship Earth is, which I thought I had the story up here, but I guess I did not. But it turns out the Spaceship Earth is actually closing now for 2 years.
Ooh. Maybe they're upgrading it.
We're going to get to this and just... Yeah, they are. Well, I'll be a part of a huge overhaul. And
which so desperately needs, so good.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely, it does. We're gonna get back to that other image in just a little bit. This of course is WDW news here, and it says a few weeks ago. Of course, that's just basically the same opening that I just gave. We talked about all of that stuff. But wow, so this is the concept art. What they want to do is they want to make it more Disney-fied. And I can understand that. I'm a purist, so I'm not a big fan of like Frozen being there, and I'm not a big fan of Mickey Mouse being everywhere because he wasn't originally. But then I realized if you have that fun stuff, the message will become more clear. Yeah. You know, because it was always something. It was always Walt Disney's philosophy that you entertain them first, and they'll learn.
And also, I gotta say, I kind of disagree with you because one of the things that always kind of bothered me about certain aspects of Disney is the theming was so inconsistent. I like them incorporating the theming a little bit more because it's a Disney park, so it should be predominantly Disney properties. And Disney now owns basically the entire world's entertainment for the next 20 years, so why not use that?
So, yeah, well, I agree with you. The problem with Future World is that technology caught up so much quicker than they could possibly have imagined. So, you know, I mean, I remember when they had LED screens up and they were like, ooh, look at the future of the, and it's gone. You know?
Now everything in the mother has LEDs in it.
For a while, it was video games. I'm not kidding. In Innovations, they had a big video game room, and it's like, okay, this is just like the future of Sega. Little did they know.
Sega goes belly up 5 minutes later. Oh, darn.
Yeah, so I understand they need to overhaul Future World, and this will tell you exactly how fast things kind of go out of date as far as Future World is concerned. This concept art is now out of date. Apparently this is the concept art that they came up with, but the next paragraph here says, while the concept art is now out of date and not accurate to what project will actually entail, Disney will still move forward with a complete overhaul of the park entrance and central area of Future World as part of Project Gamma, as Walt Disney Imagineering called it. Including in this project will be the overhaul of Spaceship Earth, as well as a lot of new and interesting changes for the main thoroughfare of the park that are still very much in development. I'm happy, I really am, that they are going to be changing this part of the park. I guess I think the problem with this is, like, if you go to Tomorrowland over in Magic Kingdom, Tomorrowland, they just decided flat out that it's no longer going to be this is what the future will hold, but it became, this is a stylized view of the future. This is
the perspective of someone from like the 1950s and 60s.
Yes. So it's not anything that they expect to really happen. I don't think they can do that with Future World, or at least I hope they don't. I don't want to stylize future. I like the concept of them making a world that is always one step ahead. The problem with that is you have to have attractions up at the front in Future World that can be modified.
Because of course constantly. the world she's always a changing, so there's that. See, I'm of mixed feelings on this, because thing one, yeah, I kind of agree with you. In my opinion, and this has basically always been my opinion, they need to get back in touch with Walt Disney's original basic concept for the thing, which was basically a constant World's Fair type scenario.
That would work. Now, I also understand, okay, you've got Living with the Land, you've got the Living Seas and Imagination, Soarin's in the land area, and on the other side, you've got Mission Space, Test Track, and coming soon, the Guardians of the Galaxy. And my gosh, they could put something in where Body Wars used to be. They could do something with that other than just make it like a convention center, because they have that in the, oh goodness, I forgot what the restaurant used to be called. It's so long ago. But they've already got a convention space. They got so much stuff they can do to make this awesome. So I really hope that, yes, you have your land with the Soarin' and all that kind of stuff stay. That's fine. Overhaul Imagination, bring back the Dream, the Dream Master, and Figment. I love the fact that Figment was the mascot of Epcot, and now it's like Fig-a-who, as far as kids are concerned.
Yeah,
it's been 20 years.
Nobody remembers Figment. It's kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been relevant, because nobody talks about that ride anymore. I remember going on that ride as a kid. I loved it, you know, but 11, 12, 13, when, you know, that's when how old I was when I first rode those rides. And I loved it. I liked Figment as the mascot. And I would love to see somewhat of the original come back. I mean, these days, I don't even really remember it, except for a few scenes, without having to look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, and, I think it could be really cool, especially with modern day tech and modern day animatronics. I mean, Figment is a dragon, for crap's sake. How the heck do you not make that awesome? He's a dragon that lives in dreams. This should not be this hard to make awesome. Yeah, and instead of letting, like, the Dream Finder. Am I saying it wrong? I think I said Dream Master. I think it is Dream Master. I cannot believe I am blanking on this during a live stream. I hate doing that kind of thing. See, this is why it's better for things to just be called what they are. That's one of the reasons I like Dream of the Endless so much. There's no way to forget his name. Yeah, because I think I called him Dream Master, and Dream Master is Nightmare on Elm Street. I believe it's Dream Finder. Yeah, it is. Dream Finder is a character that first appeared in the original incarnation. I just looked, I was like, I said Dream Master. No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. Dream Finder. What I said the second time, I was like, wait, that's not Dream Master. It's Dream Finder. That's funny. Yeah, that is kind of funny. Yeah, we're not wanting Dream Master, the Nightmare on Elm Street, and yeah, no, in Epcot. No. That is funny. There's just too many extensions of Dream lately. Yeah. So it goes on to say, as far as Spaceship Earth is concerned, the overhaul will be so thorough that it will require the ride to close from early 2020 until the park's 40th anniversary in the second half of 2022. And that's basically 2.5 years without Spaceship Earth in our lives. Why would a project take this long? Well, needless to say, there's a lot to it. Spaceship Earth is aging, and it's about time for the entire ride track to be overhauled. As well, Disney will use this opportunity to extend the length of the attraction with a new load and unload areas that may not be in the same places they are right now. So long as they, I would love for it to still be a nice, slow, animatronic-filled ride.
I would love that to happen. I'm missing animatronics. I'm not having a great time with the fact that that seems to be going the way of the dodo.
Yeah, that it's one of those things that it's like, how do you even do Disney without animatronics? It's one of those Disney geeks nostalgia moments of like, how? Why?
Universal gave up. Universal's like, yeah, we're gonna do screens. And then you see the Navi River ride, which has the best animatronic you could possibly see. Yeah. And it's the only one. Everything else is screen based.
Yeah, I really, really hope that this is not the last gasps of animatronics, because it seems like technology just got to a place where you can make animatronics maximum interesting. I mean, pretty soon we're going to have animatronics linked so well up with AI that they can think for themselves, more or less. I want to live in that future. That future sounds awesome.
You know what? I want to do a video about the history of awesome animatronics now. I always get ideas. I need to write them down so I don't lose them. But like, what was the most awesome animatronic when Magic Kingdom first opened? Which one was the one that made us go, ooh, wow? And the one thing that I always pointed to was there was this one pirate who's sitting on the sitting on a bridge you go under, and he had hairy legs, and it was like the detail. I just like the detail to him. That was the one that always stood out. You know, and then further when you had the Figment in Imagination. And then you had when Hollywood Studios opened, The Wicked Witch of the West was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, it's yeah. So I would actually like to do a little research and just kind of figure out what were the awesome ones. So as far as Spaceship Earth is concerned, I really do agree with them. It needs an overhaul. It really is outdated.
Yeah, no, all of Epcot really needs an overhaul and has for some time. So.
Oh yeah, you could actually watch it on my channel, but I filmed the China show, and it's a 360 show. And there were scenes where it had the people and they were in 1980s clothes. And it was like, time to make a trip, guys. It really is.
Long time, see, I guess.
Yeah, put it in the budget to go back to China with a video camera. You know, that's, it was kind of embarrassing. I mean, I still enjoy it just because the images, like, they don't have to reshoot the images of them going through the mountains and all that kind of stuff. That's gorgeous and it's timeless. But the scenes where you're showing people, you know, maybe let's not have them wear members only jackets with feathered hair. You know, it's
ooh, that's a while ago.
Yeah, good. It was like, oh yeah, no, dude. Oh. And I know in France, of course, they're doing the Ratatouille ride, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming up and getting an overhaul.
I am so mildly envious of anything Ratatouille related, because they never do anything with it in the parks.
And now they're going to. Now that it's going to be at the back of France instead of the movie, it's going to be Ratatouille, and I cannot wait. Now, here's the thing I would love for them to do. I hate the fact that we're losing Spaceship Earth. To me, we were having a discussion. Me and my family were having a discussion, like, what is the perfect way to end a day at the parks? You know, and we kind of went through everything. And, you know, for Magic Kingdom, Gail said, well, I always say Haunted Mansion. I want a different answer. You know, and
Haunted Mansion is one of those correct answers. So.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Haunted Mansion too. What is the best ride of Haunted Mansion is usually a great answer, and nobody's going to question. If you say best ride, Haunted Mansion fits that sentence easily.
Yeah, it was certainly one of my favorites when we did Magic Kingdom. That was the one that I remembered probably the best.
She said Small World looks good at night, and I was like, well, it's mostly inside, but she's right. When you're going into the line and everything, it feels great. Same with Peter Pan. My daughter what was it? Oh no, actually Gail ended up with the people mover. She said that would be a great way to end the night because you got a great view. And I said mine would be similar because I picked the train because it would take you all around Disney, and you know it's really nice, and it's just one of those things. But then I said either that or Space or Splash Mountain.
It's like the living equivalent of a like closing montage, basically.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, and that's how the train is to me. People Mover is to her. They're really good rides in their own right, and I'm wishing that train would come back very, very quickly. Hurry up with the Tron. But so I said, okay, what about Epcot? And all three of us at the same time was like Spaceship Earth. One, there is no line at the end of the night. It is exactly what Epcot should be about. You know, it's just you're going through like the history of technology, you know, and through that, you're going through different countries and different cultures. So not only are you getting Future World, but you're getting World Showcase all in Spaceship Earth. It is the perfect way to end. Plus, you do not want to get in line for Spaceship Earth in the morning time. Always wait for the end of the night.
Certainly not, no. Although talking of really, really awesome looking animatronics, when we rode Spaceship Earth, I honestly had a few moments where the animatronics were like so realistic that I had to do a double take. Like, wait, is that an animatronic or is it someone is it an actor?
Everybody looks at the sleeping monk. Everybody looks at the sleeping monk. That's one, and I hope they bring him back somehow. So it keeps on going to say, as we previously reported, the ride inside Spaceship Earth will see a refreshing of all scenes leading up to the Industrial Revolution portion, where the newspapers are being printed as the young boy sells them just a few steps away from it. With the changes on a grand scale coming to every scene following that, all the way to the end of the ride, sources also indicate that the scene in the dome at the top of the attraction, where guests look back at Earth from space, will be drastically reimagined utilizing the latest in projection mapping technologies. As far as the exterior of Spaceship Earth, they will indeed be working on setting up projection mapping there as well, covering the entire geodesic sphere, thank you, with projections during the ride's lengthy downtime and redeveloping of the area around it. I would not mind if they like made dark areas though. So like we're working on this section. So like you can ride the ride, but you'll get to a part where it's just like a black corridor, and then you go to the next part, and then when they move on, they move the walls so you can ride the ride and then just go on to the dark corridor.
That might be a logistics nightmare though. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the idea of things being projected on the exterior of Spaceship Earth, just because like I don't know, there's something so iconic about that shape and how elaborate and futuristic and almost Platonic it is. It's going to be extremely weird for me, the idea of things being projected onto it.
Yeah, well, I can understand that, and I know where they're getting it from as well, because the fireworks at Disney is so iconic now. And they're doing projection on that. So they're just thinking I think it's to distract, in all honesty, but I hope it's not permanent. Because I agree with you. If I want that across the lagoon picture, the one that I sent one on Twitter last night. Hey, this is my view. And it was across the lagoon, and you had Spaceship Earth on the other side, and it was a beautiful shot. It was a beautiful view. I love that. My favorite, though, is between the pagodas of the Japanese pavilion, and you can see Spaceship Earth from there. That's my favorite of them. But where I was, it's such a beautiful thing, and I don't want to see like Mickey Mouse traipsing across it. You know, it's just let's leave it as its own golf ball moon. But that's just me. I'm a different breed of cat. But yeah, there you go. So what do you think? Can you live 2.5 years without Spaceship Earth. That's going to be difficult for me. I know it's not for you because you don't exactly live right next door.
Yeah, not in those neck of the woods, considering I'm probably not going to be able to go to Disney in 2.5 years. So there. But yeah, I can understand but you know, it is going to be difficult because like I'm obviously a really big Disney fan and I'm steeped in the like lore regardless. So it's a little weird this idea of like all of the iconic stuff that I know is going to be closed for renovations.
It will be a totally
time.
new park when you come back. That's the cool thing. It'll be completely new. That is, and we got to look at the positive, and that's a positive.
I'll have a lot to catch up on because we actually went the summer right before they opened all the Beauty and the Beast stuff. So like the new Little Mermaid ride, the new obviously Be Our Guest wasn't there yet. So like I still have all that stuff to catch up on. I actually remember because I'm a really big fan of Once Upon a Time. I remember when they had Regina do like an ad for the new park expansions of the Magic Kingdom during like an episode of Once Upon a Time, and I'm like, wait, what? This was back when she was still moderately evil, so I'm just sitting there going, what?
I love the Little Mermaid ride. To me is a classic ride. That's one of the reasons why I like it. It's classic with the with the animatronics and everything. It's what I like about Disney. So I do.
It looked really interesting in like the advertising and all the behind the scenes stuff.
I have that as a matter of fact here, so you could check that out as well. You can see the video of it. I also did a little I did a little parody because there's a look on Little Mermaid's eyes when she's dancing to Under the Sea that's worried, and in the way if you catch her smile at a certain angle, it actually looks like worry. So it's like, oh please, I've been dancing forever.
I'm smiling because someone put a gun in my back. Please send help.
If I stop, they'll take me away. The look on Little Mermaid's face is not exactly there yet. Okay, so you wanted to talk about this, and that is the new Aladdin poster.
Yeah.
Now, is that the biggest image I can get? Anyway, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's a lamp on a rock, and it basically reminded me of this one, which is the original. I used to own this. But I had a flea market shop, and I sold it for a lot of money. I used to work at a movie theater, so I was very lucky because I was able to get a whole bunch of different movie posters.
Oh yeah, crap! You were probably working at a movie theater for the majority of like the Disney Renaissance of the 90s. So yeah.
Oh no, for the whole thing.
Yeah.
If people see that the Disney Renaissance ended with Tarzan, and then afterwards it's the dark period, but or another one anyway. But yeah, I was all the way up there. So yeah, I was able to get my hands on everything.
My 2 cents on the poster though, I like it. I like the more whimsical atmosphere it has, because like in the original, because it was the like sneak peek or the prequel to the advertising, they kept it all dark and mysterious and whatnot. But because everyone and their mother now knows Aladdin, as they should, Robin Williams, rest in peace, they keep the like upbeat mystical attitude that it has, and I like their use of color in this. I also like the detailing on the lamp. I used to really like how simple the lamp was in the original, because you know the whole point of the diamond in the rough and the things.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It wouldn't be the cup of kings; it would be the cup of a carpenter, and it is kind of nice that It isn't an incredibly ornate thing.
Yeah, you might see it in a just generic Arabian tchotchke shop and then not think much of it, and then holy crap, it's Genie lamp. Which has got to be the like most annoying thing for like someone from Arabia, because every time someone who's a Westerner sees an oil lamp, everyone
Will I get a genie?
To rub it. Yeah,
if I were them, I would just set them out with a rag. If my lamp needed polishing, if my oil lamp needed polishing, I would just set it out for and then offer an American to make a wish on the oil lamp for $1. So they would polish all your oil lamps that you needed polished, and it would be a tourist thing. Because I won't even say some people. I would do that. I'd be like, oh, here's $1. Hey, look what I'm doing.
I admit that I would probably try it. The problem, of course, is that in a lot of Islamic influenced cultures, jinn are more trickster spirits than they are in Aladdin. They did a massive polish job on the like identity of jinn as a type of spirit,
I always explained it to the kids as the difference between jinn and genie. Because anyway, but there you go. Obviously we can't tell too much. They're going to be doing the movie. We've seen it before. I don't know how I feel about all of these things, because I'm still waiting for a good one about the live action remakes. God bless, if you like them, if you're a fan, I'm not putting you down or anything like that. It's just I haven't been yet.
I like the majority of them. The only one that I think was actually there's two that I think are outright bad. The first is Maleficent, because that
was horrible.
Just why?
That was
the why. I can't.
That was not a good movie. I didn't care for Cinderella, although I didn't mind Kate Blanchett as Tremaine.
Yeah, no, I Cinderella was better, but they were still trying to reinvent the wheel a little bit too much. I like the more
Beauty and the Beast is horrible.
I disagree. Like I said, I thought it improved on the original. So
you are off your gourd. But
the thing of it is, I didn't really care for the original as much as
I'm going to refer back to you being off your gourd.
I know. At least it's not You're a Communist, which is the one you always pull.
Oh, by the way, I've had all of these posters, and I still have the Little Mermaid, but because I left my box of movie posters in my parents' garage when they had when I needed storage space, they had a big flea market and sold them all for $1 each, along with a 1972 Pinocchio. Was it 72?
I believe so. They re-released.
I know I have the
I know
I have the 1992. I'm gonna look these up on just for fun here, and apologize for anybody who's actually watching this. But
while we're here, though, we can at least give our general thoughts on how we think the movie is shaping up. I still am not 100% sold on Will Smith as Genie. If he manages it, I will be the first to eat crow, but not the racist crow.
Oh, it's 84. 1984. I don't know why I was saying 70s, but I had this one. Yeah.
But I can't buy Will Smith as the Genie yet. I think if I were forced to cast a Aladdin remake and Robin Williams, again, may he rest in peace, was not available, I would have said Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson has that that whimsical impulse that one needs to do the Genie, and I think he can do the friendly, ribbing on Al that the Genie is always known for. I'm unsure if Will Smith can do it, just because I haven't seen Will Smith play a comedy character that wasn't basically an extension of himself. Now,
That's
granted,
true. That's true.
I love a lot of Will Smith movies.
Well, that's the thing. They let the genie be Robin Williams, so they may let the genie be Will Smith in this case. So you never know. How would you feel if you ran across this movie poster for $1 at a flea market?
I would feel like, hang on, I have to close something out. Random pop up.
Your head would explode. You would wonder who are you?
I would be sitting there going, well, someone really, really desperately undervalues things, but that is not my fault.
Yes, not that I'm bitter or anything, but yes, somebody definitely undervalued this movie poster.
Well, the thing is, I love doing that. I've always been a collector of like antiques and stuff, and there is no greater boon to an antique collector than someone who does not know what they have.
Oh, absolutely. That has happened with me a couple of times as far as comic books are concerned or movie posters. I've had this one as well. And I had this, and I had it as a blacklight as a blacklight poster.
Blacklight posters are so cool. They need to make a comeback.
So, $1, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I got to get off this. Onto a new topic.
Before we start hearing the like
world. I'm not allowed to use the language that I'm thinking of when I'm going to that particular topic.
You can hear the world's smallest violin playing in the background. Like
Diz, which I like their stuff. They do the same thing. Yeah, I was watching them and go, oh, you do the same thing I do. You don't find out the news, you talk about it. The same thing we're doing here. Because I was watching their show one time and they're like, what's in the news? And they look it up on the computer and then they start talking about it. And it's this new photo op. It says, if you ever wanted to pose for a photo with some of your favorite animated characters from beloved Disney films, you'll have a chance at Disney theme park through the month of October. So I've got to get myself out there. You could get here they've got a family with the hyenas. Also, I just have to talk about the fact that I know what's going on here because I've been the liaison, the person who has to shield these shoots from the crowd when they do these promotional shoots. And I think it's really funny because right over here in this corner, there's a guy going, look scared, even though, like the hyenas aren't even looking at him. Okay, now we're going to do Lion King's here. Look happy. And now so I've seen these things. But that's pretty cool. I like this. Select photographers in Africa might find themselves surrounded by hyenas from the Lion King. Guests visiting the Disney photographer who is stationed near the Yak and Yeti can have Shere Khan or Ka from the Jungle Book. I'm going this week. I'm going to get these pictures. Oh, yeah. Look, there's Ka in the trees. Okay, so this is right outside of Asia. And I think it's kind of fun that they're bringing people to these areas. Now, right behind where they're standing is an area where Thai people can tell you all sorts of information about Thailand. I recommend you go there. They're very sweet. They're very informative. I've even learned a few things from them, and I'm stubborn and can't learn anything. And this is the magic shots featuring Shere Khan and Iago, the snide parrot from Aladdin, are only available through October 31st. So if you want those characters in your photos, you better hurry. Alrighty. Now, I like the fact that they're using Shere Khan, Ka, the hyenas. These are not characters that you would usually see walking around. However, I would love to actually have these characters live. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think there are a lot of characters that need more love and more representation in the parks. In particular, villains.
Yes.
I really the more I think about what we talked about the other day with the villains having their own park and the heroes having their own park, I really would be in favor of that because I've always kind of rooted for the villains, which, should say all the things it says. But so I would absolutely adore having a villains only area or something.
Well, the way I would do it is the place that is now Dumbo's Circus Land, you can move that to the side so it's the area that takes up the Speedway. Speedway, it has had its time.
Mm-hmm.
It is done. So you can shift it over a little bit and you can make or just do away with that and expand Fantasyland to include Villain Land before, as a buffer between Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. That's a thought. Because, I agree with you. Or instead of Tom Sawyer's Island, it is now Villain's Island.
That would be very cool. You could give everything a spooky overhaul, and it would be awesome. And
they're not using Discovery Island as a tourist attraction anymore. They can make the whole thing. They can make a Pleasure Island, and it's the land of the villains.
Yeah, and can you imagine what Villains Island would look like during Halloween of all times?
Oh, that would be pure awesome. I do think there's still birds over there, though. I think there's still birds over there using it as a habitat. I would have to check up on that, but yeah,
everybody
I
stop
heard
feeding the birds for 5 minutes so we could get this done.
Hey, you should
I know what
feed
the
the
song
birds.
told you, but
it's only
don't feed
tuppence
the
a bag,
birds.
dude. It's only tuppence a bag. There's no need for you not to feed the birds. All righty, don't get greedy. My goodness, Sister Hazel
I'm
is
just saying, well, we're in the
Smashmouth.
middle of overhauling this, and then you go right back to feeding the birds.
Right. Here's something I'm looking forward to. Trader Sam's Grotto debuts a Hatbox Ghost Tiki mug. My daughter's a drinker. Not like she's an alcoholic. She's like me, but the way I like food, she likes the alcohol where we're like, ooh, we try something new,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I like. If they say, oh, we're going to have this new Aladdin cupcake where the genie's coming out of the icing, I'm going to want to eat it, even though it's going to taste like icing.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun that they make them look to be awesome, but it tastes like icing. But I still have to try the new thing. Oh, look at that. Look at this cup. It's a Tiki Hatbox Ghost.
That's sweet.
That is so cool. Holy Toledo. I want that. Right. I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah, I didn't know how much I wanted that, and then I saw it, and now
you want it. You know what? Maybe I should go get it, and then I could do a video giveaway. Like do that kind of thing. If you leave a comment, and share, and maybe give away the
that needs to be like an Indiana Jones idol now. Like I want another Indiana Jones movie where that is like the mystical MacGuffin.
I gotta find out how much this is, because I sincerely want to go. Reports are that retail price of the mug is around $30. Okay, so it's $30 plus your drink, which usually runs around $15. So you're spending $45 on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get a refill?
Yeah. If worse comes to worse, you can always give it to your daughter there. Since she likes mugs and drinks and things.
You know what? We could probably share it. The reports are the retail price of the mug is around $30, and it can come filled with either the Grim Grinning Grog or non-alcoholic Foolish Mortal. The Grim Grinning Grog is made with Gosling's Black Seal Rum, Bourbon Court Pango Rum, Passion Fruit Orange Guava Juice, Lime Juice, Blood Orange Falernum, and Angostura bitters. Excuse me. The Foolish Mortal is pineapple juice, orange juice, and grenadine with the flavors of mango, guava, and ginger. That is pure awesomeness.
Those both sound immensely tasty, and I want them.
They really do. Oh, look what they're doing to us. As always, quantities of this special mug are limited.
For
so yeah, I better get out. But here's the problem: $30 plus 15 for the drink or whatever it's going to be, or I guess maybe the first one's 30 and that's it. But I was thinking $40 is that experience where you go to meet the rhinoceroses. So it's like, what experience do I want the most?
Honestly, given that choice, I would probably go with the rhino one, at least for now.
Well, I was actually thinking the opposite because they said the mugs are limited time and it's
I guess the rhino one isn't going anywhere. So
yeah. So I would go with this. Wow, that was I did not plan on talking about that, but I really want to do this now. I think that would be awesome. As a matter of fact, I know. You know what? My brother is the biggest Haunted Mansion fan outside my wife, but he's actually got all these Jim Shore Haunted Mansion statues. So, man, he would love that for Christmas. That might be something to check out. Okay,
watch this and then immediately spoil the surprise.
Yeah, I know for a fact my family doesn't. Well, my mother watches these, but my brothers, they do not watch this. So there's more on the closings. Apparently, some images have leaked of the Great Movie Ride's demolition. So apparently somebody, when they had a chance, took out their cell phone and took a walk. Backstage photos at Walt Disney World are definite no. Yes, any theme park. If you're an employee, you cannot have a camera in the backstages. The site are typically Disney construction sites are typically an even bigger issue, but still somehow photos have leaked from the interior of the Chinese theater at Disney Hollywood Studios, former home of the Great Movie Ride. This is done by either a construction crew, a lead of the of a nearby attraction, or a supervisor. Because they're the ones that stay late enough for there not to be enough people to check on it. But this is what's going on the inside. Oh, man, that kind of makes me sad. The photos were posted on a website called Backdoor Disney. By the time you read this, it's possible that the site photos and or the video no longer exist, thanks to Disney stepping in. Data with the photos indicate that the photos were taken May and June of this year.
Don't cross the mouse, ladies and gentlemen. You'll end up one of the haunts in the Haunted Mansion.
The photos are not the best quality, but they are the only looks inside we will probably be getting for a while. Oh, look at all these fast passes. the crappy fast pass machines. Yeah. Oh, no. Look at that. I love that ride. I love that ride with a passion. I was hoping they would update it, not destroy it. But, just... I still think a Mickey and Minnie ride is a good idea, but I would prefer it to be in Magic Kingdom. I would like to see some of the ride track. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Because this is hallways and offices and such like that. I would like to see how's the destruction of the ride track. Oh, see, I'm telling you, this is construction guy, or look at this. This is an overhead. This is a supervisor or one of the construction team that decided to do this.
And now that person is out of a job and probably sleeping with some ambiguous.
Now, I would say former team lead maybe, or a team lead, but since it's been closed, I can't see it. Because when I was the team leader at Twister, we used to go up into the rafters all the time to watch the show from above. And you're not supposed to do that, but yeah, there's also now a video from inside the building that is a little clearer than most of these photographs. So check out Backdoor Disney if you want to get that. It could be a heart-wrenching to look at these if you love the great. It kind of is. It kind of is.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit like reminiscing in some old family photos, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, oh no, I don't want this to be. Why? Yep, he's got the safety thing on. This is a construction worker.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, just based on that, they could probably figure out who it is. This is a guy who will not have a job for long.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's soundproofing. If you see like the pipe with all the dust, that's not actually dust. That's soundproofing. Yeah, because at Hitchcock they used to have that all over the walls, and people are like, "Why are the walls so dirty?" That's not dirty. That's soundproofing.
That's sound dampening. Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought it was weird that they didn't put like another wall on it, but you know. Okay, that was short and sweet, or ish, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Very.
Well, given that somebody probably gave up their career for this, guess we should be.
Yeah, they could probably tell because they would say, okay, if it's like this, then it was taken at that time. If it was in this area, I know that hand, that foot, you know, those are Joe's shoes, you know, that kind of thing.
If the Spurge from 4chan can do it, then I'm sure the well-paid Disney investigators can do it.
So here's the last story. You want to talk about photos that have leaked, and this one may be disturbing to small children. So if you have small children, this is leaked side the destruction of item. Now we were told that it was coming back. So if it is, it says, to further confirm our reports from a few weeks ago, a user on Reddit has leaked a supposed photo of a dismantled Stitch animatronic figure from the now closed Stitch's Great Escape. It looks like it's all done. That is some freaky crap right there.
It looks like a literal skeleton from like Nightmare Before Christmas.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, that's a horrific sight. It looks like a gremlin if he was steampunk.
Yeah, like I could totally see that, like leaning up against a tombstone in the background of the "This Is Halloween" song.
Yes.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's that is some scary stuff, man. But the thing is that's the platform, isn't it? That's the because I see the chairs back here. This is the center platform. So the only thing I could think of is if it's coming back, they're working on the Stitch and audio animatronic. What really hacks me off about this is that was a really good audio animatronic. I was hoping, like, if you're permanently removing it, put this audio animatronic somewhere. Ooh. So anyway, it says, we already told you a few weeks ago that the process was taking place and that the attraction would not return despite Disney's statement. Disney is yet to tell the public the attraction is gone. So we'll see if it's an overhaul or if it's a permanent removal, but this does not look good.
No, well, actually it does if you're like into dark fantasies or like horror movies, but
yeah.
if you are in any way fond of Experiment 626, well, not so much.
Not so much. Right. I don't know, guys. It could go either way because they could just be working on the outer skin, and this is what you get. This is the interior part of it. I see, of course, here's some wires sticking out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem disassembled, so they might just be updating, but they might just be updating some things.
I don't know. Like, gosh, if they take it apart, don't destroy it. Put it somewhere where it can be really cool, you know? I don't know what they would use it as right now, but I'm sure that I could think of a way. You know what? You put it in a restaurant. You put it somewhere where it's interacting like cosmic rays, you know, or I don't know. You could put this somewhere. Put it in Space Mountain.
Or retrofit it so it looks like a skeleton and put it in the Haunted Mansion.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Because all I can see is how much horror potential or how much at least dark atmospheric potential this would have. So
yeah. But that's it. That's all I had to talk about. So at this point, you know, just I didn't see anybody.
Now I'm just imagining like the epitaph of Stitch on one of the Haunted Mansion tombstones. Like his name was Stitch, and he left the world in stitches.
Yeah, yeah. But either way, yeah, I don't know. It looks really cool. In all honesty, it looks scary as heck, but it looks really cool. But anyway, once again, guys, I see a couple of people are listening, and I appreciate you guys dealing with us here, and certainly appreciate you listening in. And thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Cheers, guys.